that's what I believe. See his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Around the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds where
Honorable Laurentia Jiwolu. She is the Member of Parliament representing the good people of this area. And I'd like to... That's good to know. That's good to know. Before we perform a customary tradition to welcome you to the park, I'd like to introduce in order from
apart from the disrespect to the nominee, it even went further to affect another justice, the most senior justice of the day, Justice Puamang, who was the chairman of the committee that recommended that the Chief Justice be removed. To some extent, I would blame Justice Puamang, because as I have said, I think I've said here or somewhere, that his own report is the problem. The minority leader was one of the reasons why I petitioned, or my client petitioned for the removal of the Chief Justice. There was a huge count which mentioned his name and mentioned the acts that formed the basis of our petition. What was this count? We said he had set a precedent, in fact, a record in the court by being the only party or being the only person who within 2 hours was able to get a full panel of the Supreme Court presided over by the erstwhile Chief Justice to give him orders that by the scope of the application before the court, no court in the world in the common law jurisdiction will give him. Now, in the course of all of those proceedings and after, people who knew the two of them spoke to me and they said, don't you understand? That is his sister. The removed Chief Justice is his sister. When
sister in terms of
they come from the same place.
Okay.
1, 2, when her father died, the minority leader hosted her visitors, and people who were there called me. So in some of if I had attended the next proceedings, the next person against whom I was going to raise that objection was the Chief Justice. I said, you know, all of these arguments we are having back and forth, and you are literally descending into the arena of conflict, is because somebody that you are close to is the plaintiff in this particular matter. Who was the plaintiff? It is Afenyomakin. 2, there is now information coming out that there are services being rendered in the judicial service which are linked to Afenyomakin. He's rendering those services and getting commercial profits from them, and huge ones. And so at this point in time, when Afenyomakin is making it look like, okay, there's a national public interest aspect of all of this nomination process, and there's some dispute and all of that, it has nothing to do with a minority position. He sold it out to his colleagues to believe that, well, we all have to take a collective position against this, but it is a personal interest. And so the facts that we have show that you have an interest in her being there. And so he's crying louder than every other person because he has an interest in the woman being there. I think they should look at this whole idea of prior approval. That the Constitution didn't say vetting. It said prior approval of Parliament. There ought to be another way of, when they look at your CV and they've done your background checks, if they are calling you for any vetting, then there are specific areas they want you to clarify. Otherwise, Parliament should do an acclamation and you go. And then if you go and you can't deliver, your appointer is there, he will sack you. Yeah. But they keep all of us glued to television. And we are sitting down there and watching a process that 95% of is a joke. If the AG says he wants a docket now, and you can have an excuse, and the AG is getting jittery, you can understand that you have even told Ghanaians that way back you tried to stop the man because you had reasons to stop him. 1 year into a regime, you are still investigating. So what is the basis for seeking to stop him previously? And the Constitution is very clear. Some people even still think that his position is untenable in view of the Constitution. But there's a small provision in it that I understand. In his enabling enactment, it is stated clearly that he can prosecute on the authorization of the AG. So how can it be then that he's on equal footing with the AG?
that the AG has authorized?
Absolutely. In his enabling enactment, the OSP's enabling enactment, he can prosecute with the authorization of the AG. So it's not as if it's between he and the AG, there's a split of power. The power is in the AG. So it is not, it's clear in my mind that he can't say, oh, there seems to be, he has to acknowledge that the AG, insofar as his work is concerned, is the overall, is the repository of power.
Yeah.
OSP shall be independent. OSP shall be independent. And so you see in the first line of his section 4 also, they say, oh, he shall not be subject to the direction and control. I said, right following that, then they say that he shall prosecute on the authorization of the AG subject to Article 88. Wow. Because the AG's powers are not from the statute, from an act of parliament. They are from the Constitution. So he has overriding power. And the Constitution says that every criminal proceeding in this country shall be instituted by the Attorney General. How can an act of parliament take that away from the AG? That is not, it can't be correct. The AG is the overriding center of power insofar as criminal prosecution is concerned. And the act that establishes the OSP acknowledges it. So let's have some clarity on it, and let's have some humility in terms of power. If he acknowledges that, I'm sure he will work very well with the AG, and he doesn't have to explain to us that we're friends and we understand what we are doing. It's not what you are doing. The way you do what the law says you should do. Nobody cares what your relationship with him is. How this OSP from 2014 to 2015, when they said there shall be an OSP who will make sure that all of this is dead, and we are seeing nothing. We are only seeing talk, and talk which doesn't add up, talk which is only annoying. So I told him at that time he should shut up and do his work.
John Mahama, you are incompetent. Hey, not a willful. Now I'm very competent, because I tell you, I'm also by a kind of trade. I must be kind of trade. All kind of trade. I must be kind of trade. All kind of trade. Must be kind of trade.
But that time you can't go into the evidence. So I made a statement on Kwame Nkrumah. I subsequently had to go to Nkrofo and speak to the chiefs there and explain the context of the statement.
You actually apologized.
Yes, and explain the statement. Because in politics, if somebody misunderstands, misquotes, or you allow your communication to be misread or to be misunderstood, you have to own it. So I own it, and that is why I issued the statement. Not that the context was wrong. Not that the context was wrong. You support Manchester United?
I do.
I support Manchester United, so we can't use it as a... You support Accra House of Folk? Or Kotoko? Okay, so I'm a die-hard fan of Kotoko. So if I'm teasing Oli people, and I said, more Oli for, I'm not really insulting Olympics. So I'm just upping Kotoko for, because we need Kotoko ni. Right? So it was totally misunderstood. But it generated a lot of backrow. But I would always ask and Nkrumah always got furious. I apologize to them. But they should go and read Kwame Nkrumah's last days from Guinea. Look how he described his own CPP. He said the CPP was dead. That's what Kwame Nkrumah was writing. So we don't say these things out of lack of respect. You know me. I have friends everywhere. Things, Kumininis, are saying that they are in consultation with you on that same thing. Isn't that a problem for you? So were they engaged before you came to make that announcement? Probably not. So I'm just saying that the budget, I said I'll give 6 over 10.
6 over 10, that's a pass.
A very good pass. A very good pass, 6 over 10, because I haven't seen anything new, and they are managing the physical constraints of which they have to operate under. They are benefiting from the debt restructuring. He said it. He said 95%. He's got a huge cut. Debt restructuring, profound gold and cocoa prices. Never in the history, 60 years, have we had cocoa at $8,000, $10,000, with some of the receipts of of the fund, of the cocoa board, ever. We've had it this year. We've had astronomical gold prices. When you have all these, I can only pray that it continues, because if it continues, it's good for all of us in the country.
I want to put on record that, yes, we respect what the judge has said. We vehemently disagree with him. I know that I won the election with a difference of 3,734. That is a clear victory. And if you look at the pink sheets, it's on record that they've admitted that every single pink sheet was given to all the political parties. I have my 152 pink sheets. They have their 152 pink sheets. And if you put the results together, we have won the elections. For some reasons, powers that may be, they decided to come to court, and knowing very well that maybe they'll be able to use the state's powers to overturn certain things. But I think that we are in a country that is governed by laws. And that is why the courts are arranged from a lower level to a higher level. So that when a ruling is given at a lower level and you disagree, you move to the next level, which we have done this time. We have completely filed our stay of execution. The lawyer has done that. He's filed the appeal to as well. And we think that God being so good, the next is ours. I'm not afraid, let me put on record that for a run. You see, if genuinely we have to run, we won't have a problem. But if you decide to pave your way through, because you think that you are in government and you can use state powers to be able to coerce the people to vote for you, that's where we have a difficulty. In any case, he came to court with 41 polling stations. And these 41 polling stations are areas that I won with huge margins. But they realized that if they get the judgment for even the 41 polling station, they were going to lose it straight away. So for whatever reason, the judge said that we're going to have a rerun. But we respect it. We have gone to the appeal court. We filed stay of execution, and we will take it from there. It is an interesting story, okay? Because it has never happened before. This is the first time something like this has happened in Ghana. And it should tell all of us that we are not safe. We are not safe. We need to sit up as a nation. Because if the executive can directly come, and you saw the court today, even the regional minister himself was in court. Almost everybody who matters was in court. And that completely told me that, Yale, what you are sensing is what is going to happen. But we will definitely go to the appeal court and see what God will do.
We believe that the petition was frivolous, but the court has decided otherwise. So we respect the decision of the court, but we strongly disagree with the judgment, and we have already shown our agreement by filing a competent notice of appeal, and we've added a motion for stay of execution. As a lawyer, if you have picked certain information that judgment will be compromised, you prepare. So you come for the judgment with a notice of appeal in your package. And that was exactly what I did. And I had a section of my client that he should be bold, whatever decision that is affirmed, because we knew that was what was going to happen. So it's not even surprising at all. And so the only fight left for us is to follow the due process of the law, and that is by filing a notice of appeal. This is my notice of appeal dated 24th November 2025 at 10:04. The motion for stay of execution is dated 10:13. Now the petitioner has been served with the process, and he decided to throw it away. But that's proper service. In law, if they serve you a process and you throw it away, the bailiff will only go and prove service by saying that you were served but you threw the process away. And that's even contempt of court, but that's for another day. But all I want to say is that we have accepted the decision, we respect it, but we disagree. And that is why we are marching forward to the Court of Appeal, where we believe that they will review the evidence on the record. For example, the evidence on the record is that every candidate was given a copy of the pink sheet. Now, the evidence on the record is that there was violence at the initially designated coalition center, which is Pandai. And now, once there was violence, the EC has the right to relocate the coalition center. Now, Regulation 48 of CI 127 says that the absence of a candidate and his agent at the coalition center does not invalidate the results. So, if you came to court saying that there were issues with 41 police stations, what is the result of the collated, figures for those police stations that were not having issues? The NDC couldn't answer this in court.
So what's fueling my anger is that, as I stated clearly, and most Ghanaians by now have come to join the fray. They've joined the fray because Kissi Agyabeng subsequently came to admit that he saw Ofori-Atta leave. And even before the departure, he said he had intercepted the letter that Ofori-Atta wrote to the outgoing chief of staff and the incoming chief of staff. Right. So once he stated that, and also stated that he had gone to the security agencies for help and didn't get same, which has turned out to be palpably false. I mean, naturally, as a citizen, I'll be angry, extremely angry. And natural fact, it had been simmering for a while because I'd heard, like we say in Ghana, you know, but each time they'll be like, hey, listen, if you go out with it, they will ask you for evidence. If you go out with this allegation, they will ask for evidence. So it's good riddance that eventually he came to admit that, look, he saw Ofori-Atta go, he even had the letter, and I said, then that is the right time that he has to leave, because what better evidence we have than a confession? Thank God there are quite a number of lawyers. I see some in the audience.
The confession was to tell Ghanaians that he couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, but that's hogwash, absolute hogwash. We've shown that he could have done a press conference. We've shown that he could have done a press conference, and the law mandates him to do that. And he had done Ankwa Numa Part 1, and so we wanted Ankwa Numa Part 2. So if he had done a press conference, and you see, it's constitutional. Asking him to come and inform our citizens is constitutional. You find it in the preamble to the Constitution, Article 1, Article 35, and Article 125. That is sovereignty. Sovereignty resides in the people, okay, and for whose benefit and welfare the powers of government are exercised. So if you're exercising your statutory powers and you get challenges and no other institution will help you, come back to the owners of the land. This is deep political theory. It's not just constitutional theory. Ask the political experts. On Saturday, you heard Professor Jampo bringing the political science angle. So it's a governance issue. So we shouldn't be sitting here joking, please. And so in that light, tomorrow there's a citizen who is going on a demonstration. Apostle Abraham Lincoln Labi. We should join him, 7:30 at the Brassport. If you don't, it means you are not protecting the Constitution. If you want to protect the Constitution, tomorrow you should be at the demonstration. The special prosecutor comes to tell you that he saw the most valuable suspect. Like in football, you say most valuable player, right? In this one, we say most valuable suspect fleeing the country. And he chooses not to inform the citizens and kept quiet until citizens kept making noise, putting pressure. Then about 10 months on, 5th of November, he now comes to spill the beans. Such, you don't have a special prosecutor. You don't have one. You don't have one.
Earlier, we had Mr. Michael Kwame Boadi with the Transparency International. He listed a number of challenges with our institutions and why we are where we are. Yeah. One of the things he talked about was the need for us to strengthen our institutions. And he gave examples. You don't think that perhaps the special prosecutor has found himself in this situation because he and the acts that established him, they don't feel empowered enough?
Not at all.
Strengthened enough?
Not at all, Beatrice. Beatrice, I don't agree. Beatrice, if we open the Special Prosecutor Act right now, right, we would read to you that the Special Prosecutor has police powers. So they said that he went to NIB. Do you know that NIB that by itself doesn't even arrest? The people at NIB who are arrested are actually policemen. When you read the Securities and Intelligence Agencies Act, NIB is an intelligence agency. NIB is not super police. They are not the senior brothers to the Ghana Police Service. They are to gather intelligence, but then as part of their work, then they collaborate with the Ghana Police Service. So the people who arrest, the NIB officers who do the arrest, etc., are actually Ghana Police Service personnel, right? So it's just a ruse. And have you seen the write-up Manasseh did? You know, I earlier on said that I checked with NIB, and they said it's a lie. Kisi never came there asking for any help. And today, Manasseh has corroborated me. He's also done his checks. Just this morning, he's put it out there. So it's a palpable falsehood. Look, it fits into that thing that he's a double agent. He was fighting and still fighting to help Akufo-Addo appointees. Pure and simple. We will continue to make that noise. At least this particular case vindicates me. The Ofori-Atta is Akufo-Addo's cousin and Akufo-Addo's appointee. You see, sometimes I think the law, this time, this is about every time, go and bring hard evidence. It's allowing too many criminals to escape. Because we always knew it. You know, from the one, people kept saying that, look, Kisi Ejabin can't do this job. He's too conflicted. Look, Beatrice, you can go interview Kisi. Ask him, has he ever been in meetings with Ofori-Atta where financial decisions were made? He knows what I'm talking about. Has he worked for Ofori-Atta? Has he worked for Gabi? How can such a person investigate Ofori-Atta? How can such a person investigate Ofori-Atta? We're just going to lose. We'll lose a court case, some of the charges. Because look, let me mention, causing financial loss. Who gave him that authority to do causing financial loss? That power belongs to the Attorney General. You know, when the Cecilia Dapaah matter came, he said that he's not empowered to do money laundering. So he was sending the docket to Iyoko. And then he even gave the money back to Cecilia Dapaah when he could have taken, of course, he would say court order. But my point is that this time, why is he going ahead with causing financial loss when that one he doesn't have the power?
The pressure is getting.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak in support of the motion. Mr. Speaker, honestly speaking, Ghana man will tell you the case is settled. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians have come to know between we and the MPP who are the best managers of the economy. Mr. Speaker, an independent judgment is here with us. Mr. Speaker, I've been here for 17 years. I packed all the 17 budgets that have been presented here. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 budget is the best among all. Mr. Speaker, what me and you, including 98 members of my brothers on the other side, were searching for has been found within not 87. They themselves passed a vote of no confidence on their own budget and their finance minister in the last previous administration. Mr. Speaker, not knowing there was somebody among us who could do it. Mr. Speaker, I've been here for 17 years. Ministers of finance who have occupied that office after their tenure, they remain in this country. Where is our former finance minister? Where is he? Where is he? Where is our former finance minister? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, at least, Mr. Speaker, I was here. Where is our former finance minister? Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this because not as a trivial matter. He occupied the high office of the Minister of Finance. He presented budget to us. Mr. Speaker, when I came here, the first finance minister was Kwabena Duffuor. After his tenure, he remained here. After that, Setekwe, after his tenure, he remained here. He was even given an IMF assignment. He still went and came back. Mr. Speaker, I saw Honorable Bauredu after his tenure, he remained here. Mr. Speaker, I saw Honorable Osafo Mafu after his tenure, he remained here. Mr. Speaker, where is your former finance minister? Mr. Speaker, that is just one. That is just one. Mr. Speaker, put that one as
the pressure is.
in February, and that he's asking me that I have said that. Mr. Speaker, I haven't said that. Mr. Speaker, with respect, the Honorable former Finance Minister was out of jurisdiction, and an inquiry was made, and right at the dispatch box, I produced a letter from his lawyer to the effect that he was seeking medical treatment out of the country. Mr. Speaker, again, Mr. Speaker, again, there was a further letter from him. Mr. Speaker, there was a second letter from him to the OSP. Mr. Speaker, that was the matter between him and the OSP, where he again indicated in a letter from his doctors that he was receiving medical treatment, he was undergoing surgery, and that his stay in the United States has been extended to ensure full recovery. Mr. Speaker, it would be unfair, therefore, for Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim to attempt to say that the man has refused to come to Ghana. Two, no, Mr. Speaker, these are medical issues, and it's a matter of public record. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, my colleagues would have to be very fair to Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta. Any of us can go through that situation. He has made available to all of us in this country his medical record. Mr. Speaker, he published them. He attached it. His lawyers attached his medical record and the letter from his lawyers, his doctors, and made it available to the public. It is not a secret, and you and I know. So let us be fair. It can be you tomorrow. So, Mr. Speaker, let us not use our debate to impugn improper motive. There is a public record that states clearly why Ken Ofori-Atta is not in Ghana. He stated why he's not in Ghana. Let's be fair.
The pressure is getting.
We said we have the men, and we are more knowledgeable than the NDC. Today they beat us to it, didn't they? That's not the only thing they did. They have been able to keep the dollar at 12. Why is anybody not blaming the governor, the finance minister, and the vice president who chaired the economic management team? Is it because I'm a female? I'm a woman. So in this country, where we have too many male chauvinists, it's easy to put your hand in a woman's eye and blame her for something. No. The dollar has been kept. Whether they are putting money in, whatever it is they are doing, President Akufo-Addo made it clear that he only brought Dr. Bawumia to come and help him to fix the economy. He said, if I say it in Twi, yesikana ye jata enunti na makofa Dr. Bawumia se ombe yesikane mayen unuanum. If after 8 years yentimi anye sikana, where are the men who are blaming me? Where are those who are pointing fingers? What about the fact, say 17 to the dollar? All those men, do they not exist? It is sad that I have to come out and talk about a party like this. But the way they are pointing their hands into my eye, I have infections in my eye, and it's time for me to bring out that log. I did not do anything wrong. I am an agent. I'm a tool. The job is by the administrator is to receive funds from finance. And when you receive the funds, you disburse it as approved by Parliament. If you receive funds that is not approved, you cannot be allowed to disburse it. I worked hard. My job was given to me by President Akufo-Addo. By the time President Akufo-Addo was leaving office, he honored a few people that he believed had worked very hard for him. We got various categories, the Order of the Volta and all that. And I'm proud to say that President Akufo-Addo honored me. And up till today, whenever he sees me, he thanks me for a good work done. I want to thank...
Mr. Speaker, it's very surprising to see our colleagues this beautiful document that has given hope to the people of Ghana, the ordinary man on the streets, that all of them together have come together trying to find one fault in this beautiful document. It was a great surprise that they brought all their mathematicians and their calculators to the front bench, calculating figures to find one fault. Thank God they couldn't find one, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's also surprising to hear them propounding solutions to problems they could have solved. They could have solved in, the last eight months. Today, we have taken over and we have provided solutions to problems that they have created. Mr. Speaker, because I'm a bachelor, I went to the market and I was able to buy what they were talking about, Mr. Speaker. Last year, this rice, which is Abena rice, was sold at 164 Ghana cedis. Just last year, Christmas, 164 Ghana cedis. This fried tore, Mr. Speaker, was sold at 60 Ghana cedis. Yesterday, just yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I bought this for 99 Ghana cedis. And I bought this oil, Mr. Speaker, for 39 Ghana cedis. This is evidence of the economy that we have transformed from where they left it, the junk status, to the status that we have transformed it up to. Mr. Speaker, the COVID levy, Mr. Speaker, on unemployment. Last year, the Vice President said he created 2.1 million jobs. 2.1 million, that is more than the unemployed Ghanaians in the country. We have come out with holistic programs that will give jobs to our people. 800 jobs mentioned in the budget, creating jobs for the 800,000 jobs to be created in all angles. Mr. Speaker, one is a 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy that we are debating. Today, you go to Adenta, this yearly office in Adenta is running for 24 hours. Passport office is running for 24 hours. It means we have begun something last year and we are going to continue. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the economic, agriculture, modernization and agro-industry jobs, that's under Ministry of Agri, Feed Ghana, Farmer Service Center, Farm Banks, all these are creating jobs for the youth, including our brothers at the other side, including MPP members. All of them are getting jobs under this, unlike the failed projects that they introduced that collapsed under their watch just last year. Mr. Speaker, aside this, we have Youth Employment Agency, we have the digital skills, we have the Codex program, we have the digital centers that are opening regional offices.
Speaker, when you put all that together, even granted that even your mathematics is so bad, if you put all the four together, it comes up to 4 years. 4 years. It's captured in the budget. It comes up to 12.9 billion Ghana cedis. Now, who divided on yourself? 11. So divide it quickly. I want to convert to dollars. Yes. You people, why are you running away for your budget? Nothing is here. It's here. It comes out to what? The dollars?
It comes out to 1.29 billion.
Okay. Yes. Yes. It is 11 or 10? 10. Now, Speaker, do a simple arithmetic in your bid to convert it into dollars. A simple arithmetic. Divide that figure by 10. Some 1.29 million, right?
You are dividing it by what? You are dividing it by what?
$1.29 billion.
You are dividing it by what?
Now you see.
Hello, Honorable Minority Chief Whip. You are dividing it by what?
Fufulsu Primary School is a very good primary school. I know very, very senior civil servants and academics who are products of Fufulsu Primary School. And I know that you had a good maths teacher in that school. I know you had a good maths teacher in that school. Mr. Speaker, because I know that you had a good maths teacher in that school, that's why I'm surprised that when you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis, when you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis into dollars, you get 1.2 billion. When you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis, you get 1.2 billion dollars. I was surprised because I know the school is very good, and I know you had a good maths teacher. So it is obvious that it is not the school. It is not the school. The school is good. The maths teacher was good. The teachers are good. But how you get $1.2 billion from 2 billion Ghana cedis still baffles me. Fufulsu Primary.
Ena wamu eye enkukwe na ena wamu eye enkukwa nketenkete enkukwa na wahi yenda na meka che nisi ni bi se enkukwa no mo de ba yeso ekokra enkukwa yale de aba oh yeah policies aba yes o mo de enkukwa no ba ekokra enkukwa ye ekokra akroma ne enkukwa yale de aba Ghana ha ya be hu mo te because
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, chiefs and elders, youth and women of the northern region, today we do not just welcome a man, we welcome a legacy, a son of the soil, a symbol of hope, a leader whose journey is nothing short of divine orchestration. Yes, there are many Johns in Ghana. Many have carried the name and many have walked the corridors of service. But in the secret annals of our nation's history, 3 Johns rise above the rest. There was Jerry John Rawlings, the fierce patriot who brought us stability in a new democratic dawn. John Ajay Kunkufo, the gentle giant. There was John Evans Atta Mills, the man of peace, humility, and wisdom. And then came John Dramani Mahama, the miracle of our time. He is the John who rose from the humble office of assemblyman, elevated by hard work and destiny to member of parliament, to deputy minister, to minister, then to vice president. And just when the world thought his journey had peaked, he became the president of the Republic of Ghana. Not once, but twice. Who is like John Dramani Mahama, the only man in Ghana's fourth republic, who, after serving as president, stood with courage, returned with grace, and reclaimed the mandates of the people to serve again? He is not just a politician, he is a phenomenon. Mr. President, Alhamdulillah, for the grace of God has certainly enveloped your life. The first ever former president who has been re-elected as president. Your caliber is few in this world. Under his leadership, we saw the transformation of the Tamale Airport into an international gateway, connecting the north to the world. You brought us the e-block schools, expanding access to education for thousands of children. You gave us the Ghana gas infrastructure, providing energy to power industries and light homes. Under you, we witnessed massive road construction from the north to the south, from east to west, bridging communities, building future. And through it all, you have carried yourself with dignity, humility, and a much statesmanship. Mr. President, but how did you excel in your leadership role? Aside from your role as the leader of Ghana or motherland, Mr. President, you have demonstrated a significant influence in managing the economy, particularly with regard to the US dollar since you came to office. Your wide recognition and goodwill has earned you multiple names. The elderly call you John Mahama, the youth call you J.M., retired women call you Ladina Flower, others call you Mahama Bole, Ghanaians call you the nation builder. But on this very occasion, your newest name is President Mahama Ganasco. Damaskans, don't be paid. You are not our level. President Mahama Anyeye, President Mahama Tidini, President Mahama our own, President Mahama Namu. Ladies and gentlemen, today we say of all the Johns, it is John Dramani Mahama who stands tallest, not just in height, but in vision, not just in words, but in deeds, not just in promise, but in legacy. All dignitaries and fellow students, let us rise to honor our hero. His return is a march toward a new hope for Ghana. Because when John leads, Ghana rises. Welcome home, Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Our John, our pride, our president. Thank you all.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. It's always a pleasure to come your way. And I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today is the 25th of November 2025, and this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're glad in it. We're back again. We've returned to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. And let me also say that I want to say big thanks to the Almighty Allah for giving us that rare privilege of being here once again. I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. And I'll start as usual with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic this morning says, attaining food security. Government ends imports. Farmers to get local varieties only from 2026. Prioritize health, your health. Exercise regularly. Chief of Staff to men. And there's Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting today. MG dialogue. Experts share mixed views on lifestyle audit law. The Ghanaian Times says, be transparent, accountable in managing state resources. Speaker tells public servants. Adopt ADR to hasten dispute resolution. CJ. Ghana to save over $127 million annually from restrictions on raw rubber export. Health financing system risk collapse from NCD's burden. Dr. Entry. And there's High Court adjourns case against Ken Ofori-Atta. 7 others. The Daily Guide. Small-scale mining contributes 53% gold, $9 billion forex. Sami Jemfi. 2. Get life imprisoned for killing cop. Mahamat remove EC chair. Deputies. U.S. lifts 15% tariff on Ghana's agri products. And the court orders Bandai parliamentary polls rerun. The Insight. Mahama Cares pops up at International Men's Day as Ghana's presidency leads charge for men's health and well-being. NADA and corruption. NPP's Arthur Kennedy writes and chases ex-president to the Pra River. Ayawaso West sets new benchmark in digital municipal governance. Deteriorating Esipong Sports Stadium needs urgent attention. Kofi Adams. Going green is the new way, says Alhaji Salamo Amadou as he leads youth-focused EV initiative. And there's NHIA projects over 120% increase in tariffs to boost service delivery in 2026, with health care providers set to get more funds under financing reforms. Ghana Post CEO unveils vision for sustainable and inclusive postal system. The New Republic. Natosh ignites MPP civil war, and there's a Pring Park backs Mohammed's Media Fund revival. Oforiate's trial in limbo. SML demands probe into OSP mismanagement case. And as PAG demands 85% stake in lithium, the urge Parliament to reject the deal. Erikopoku's irrigation drive revives Akufo-Addo's flop. Akufo-Addo flops, sorry. The Daily Post. Gold exports from artisanal and small-scale mines has fetched Ghana over $9 billion this year. Sammy Gyamfi reveals at the 2025 Dubai Precious Metals Conference. And as CEO of Gold Boss Sammy Gyamfi at the conference in Dubai, and that's been splashed on the front page of the paper. All right, so this is what we have for today by way of the newspaper headlines or the banner headlines, and we will be talking to our guest shortly. And let me say that my guest already seated, as you can see, as beautifully displayed on your screens. These are the heroes of today who are going to be battling and debating the issues. That's Dr. Thomas Anaba, who's MP for Garu constituency. He's also a health advocate, a member of the health committee as well. And also Andrew Ejapa Mesa, who's a former deputy energy minister, a former tourism minister, and also a former second DNP. And so it promises to be very interesting. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Keep watching Good Morning Ghana. All right, so just to give you a sense of what to expect today, there's High Court orders a rerun of the Ekpandai parliamentary election. There's also SML scandal. Kenel Damwa breaks silence, and there's a Prince Edward State visit to Ghana, among some other issues that we'll be looking at on the show today. Please stay with us.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit. Happy smile.
In a world where security is paramount, peace of mind should be a necessity and not a luxury. This is why Virtual Security Africa has created a special discount package up to 40% on all our CCTV systems. We are more affordable now than ever. With as low as 4,000 Ghana cedis, you can get 4 high-definition cameras, 3 terabyte hard drive, cables, and a digital video recorder. Why choose us? Because we offer top-tier quality you can trust, lifetime after-sale support, 2 years warranty, and you can view our systems remotely. Sidinua Peke. Spend less, secure more. Call us on 055-874-0764 and 050-331-4068. Virtual Security Africa. We will beat the advertised price of any security product of comparable quality.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from to Jeb be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be lucky, luckiest. No better why you luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it at so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy, simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no check me well.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby clothes. In fact, bibia opama umanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Ama. Nansi mi jeno wo bin enko ye kra o amama ye bohu se kontomra akija
Nansi me hu se me nyo basi makra ama me kunu ni me into kwankwa oyiwa enye mo ko give us GC mixture and the capsules aye num bom enho asem na mo kana ebua emma ene meme nyina na ma wo ba ye obesima na be ma so aye be masima ya we be bua wuku ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum na wanyinya na ninti sese ne oyi chokwa
GC mixture and a capsule. Achesa.
A painful battle one more menu for one kwada when you feel do me
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tonton. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's a new.
Improve car.
Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Tonton Preko.
Step into a world of excellence with Gold Key Properties, Ghana's premium real estate developer since 1997. From luxurious residences to Grade A commercial spaces, we have spent close to 3 decades shaping the skyline and transforming the way people live and work. Join us at the upcoming Mikasa Home and Property Fair 2025 on the 5th and 6th of December at the Icon Event Center, East Legon, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come meet the team, ask all your real estate questions, and enjoy special discounts. See you there. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. My guest, as I did indicate earlier, are already seated, and the conversation will kickstart. So, joining me this morning is Dr. Thomas and Winsome Anaba. He's a medical practitioner. He is an NP for the Garu, the good people of Garu. And he is also a member of the Health Committee and the Business Committee of Parliament. He's always, in his entire life, been a health advocate. At some point, he was the Chief Executive Officer of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. He's joined us this morning. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Good morning, Moro. Good morning to my colleague.
Yes, and it's always a...
Morning to your viewers.
Right. It's always a pleasure to have you join us.
Pleasure is mine once again.
You haven't been with us in a while.
Yes, sure. I think you had other topics, and I was also engaged elsewhere.
Right.
Perhaps, but you have been doing well with all your presenters here.
Thank you.
Who come to help you.
Thank you.
Navigate through the issues of the country.
Right.
I think you've spoken a lot about budget. And then you went to Brazil. I can see you with a Brazilian swag. That's good. Some samba has entered you.
We went to a country we couldn't converse with the people. You can't talk to them.
You should have sent me.
Everybody speaks Portuguese.
You should have sent me. I would have done some trick for you.
If I knew you could speak Portuguese, I probably would have lobbied for you to join us.
Yes, next time we can do that. But we also remain in pass. We are working on the budget, going to get the budget approved and all that. So I think that there are good news in the budget, especially for local production companies, the rubber industry, the scrap metal industry.
I think it was captured in one of the
Yes, so I think with that, we'll be able to feed the rubber industry with more raw materials to produce up to their capacity. Currently producing around 100,000 tons, and they can do more than 170,000 tons. They have some money, some debt they have with ADB as well as NIB, and we think that revamping them and stopping the exportation of raw materials outside Ghana would enable them to produce up to maximum capacity. Recall some of their staff, over 300 staff being asked to go home.
Look, I promise you this. I think it's quite obvious that you have some passion for this topic.
Yeah.
And as we do here, sometimes we're flexible.
Yeah.
If it's about Ghana, if it's not petty politics, sometimes we allow. So I'll read the story and throw some more light on that. Is that
beautiful?
Is that
right. Great.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Let me also say that my senior Santa, as I always call him, Andrew Kofi Ejapa-Mensah is also here. He's a former MP for 2nd D and also a former minister for the Creative Arts Ministry and also a former Deputy Energy Minister. He's also a lawyer, but he doesn't like to talk about the fact. He doesn't want me talking about the fact that he's I don't know what it is, but humility they kill this my senior man. Humility they kill him. Anyway, Andy, good to see you.
Yeah, same here.
And, how's the family? How's the...
everybody's fine.
How's everybody?
By His grace, we're doing well.
Right.
I came in a little late because
typical of me, when I have to do media in the morning, I love to drop off the kids before
Very
I
important.
continue.
Very important.
It's when you get to spend a lot more time
and you hear things.
doing Kongoza.
I know. The kind of questions they can ask.
I know, right? Yeah. So let me
are you particular about, for instance, what type of music to play? I mean, generally what type of content? You know, say if it's on. I'm talking about your stereo. Are you particular about that because the kids are in the car? Or not really?
Unfortunately,
okay.
My radio is tuned to Joy FM 24/7.
Oh, okay.
I hardly change it.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
so
except sometimes when I'm driving in the afternoon, I want to listen to Akusu say or something. Then
right.
I switch over. But mostly I listen to Joy.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So you won't, for instance, play, you know, explicit reggae or you know when the kids are in the car.
It's just a conversation that, you know, so they kind of interested in current affairs.
Oh, current affairs.
Yeah, because they're always listening to Joy FM. Or Metro TV or CNN.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yesterday night when we were just getting ready to watch the soccer, my daughter switched the channel to CBBS or something.
Okay.
But I was watching CNN at that. I said, hey, my buddy. So she just switched back. You're always listening to the news. But I guess that, you know, that's how I was brought up. And so the tradition goes on.
Yeah. And I don't know whether you're deliberate about it, but I think the idea is to make sure that they're well informed, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So this morning there was a topic that was being discussed about MIF and
and all the issues that have come up.
The lack of approval for foreign travels.
Yes.
And so Winston referenced, you know...
Is that a former minister he knows?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because it's always been the case that when ministers are traveling, even on private trips, because the government needs to know where the ministers are at every point in time.
Yeah.
So you need to specifically go to the chief of staff for approval before you go. Foreign trips, official trips, private trips. It's only in country that really you don't require approval. But when you're going out, you necessarily ought to inform the chief of staff to obtain her permission before you can go. So that was what was being discussed. And I showed them a letter that I had received where the chief of staff had declined my request to travel.
Oh, so you were the one he was referring to?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. She declined my trip because of the exigencies of the time. And, you know, I guess that is a good thing.
Meanwhile, I mean, in your estimation, this particular conference you wanted to attend was so important.
Yeah, it was. But the timing, of course.
So it was about the timing.
Yes,
not the relevance of the event.
That's what I'm saying, that the exigencies of the time.
Okay.
You had a 137, 138 parliament.
Tight.
That required you to be present for some important government decisions. Nobody was going to allow you to travel. In fact, on one occasion, I was granted permission.
Okay.
I went to Canada.
Okay.
And almost had to turn around.
Really?
Almost had to get to turn around immediately I landed. But some, you know, concessions were made here and there, and ultimately I was asked to stay and not come back. So these things happen. But now I guess that with the supermajority that our friends have, its value really, I don't know. Because parliamentary decisions are taken by only 50 plus 1. It's a simple majority.
Yeah.
And so, you know, having a so-called supermajority really goes to censuring of ministers, removal of speaker, removal of president, and all that. Now, I'm not sure that our friends will ever have the will to want to remove the speaker or the president or any of their ministers for that matter.
Right.
So really, but they celebrate it, you know, as if to say it adds some added benefit. But really, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't.
Okay.
And it's interesting he was making reference to the budget. I don't know whether you want
No, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But Doc, the...
See, maybe before... Look, in all honesty, I don't think that we in the MPP wish the NDC ill.
Right.
We want them to succeed. I've said, time without number, that it doesn't matter how well a government performs. You can still lose an election.
Right.
So if the economy does well and we all benefit from it, After all, it's a country we're building.
Right.
Okay, you may have some ideas that you bring to bear at a certain point in time to advance the cause of our country. We would come. We would take a certain direction as well that will go to help the benefits of the country. And so it's nation building.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
But when you make allocations in a prior budget, 2025, and your performance is in the region of 59%, purely on account of your revenue non-performance, if you like, I'm not so sure whether you give me too much comfort with the kinds of things that Doctor mentioned that the government intends to do.
Okay.
Because there's one thing allocating.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
And one thing actually making the disbursements to fund those initiatives.
Andy, we'll get there. Doc, don't worry, we'll get there. Doc, I want us to address something quickly before we get to we'll get to the conversation about the budget, because again, as I did mention, the Daily Graphic today talks about the government end seats in Port. There's a story about, Ghana to save $127 million annually from this rubber thing, annually from restrictions on rubber and so on. And so that would dovetail into the budget issues. Right. But I want us to look at this. You know, whilst I was away, I had calls from managers of some hospitals.
Right.
And some health facilities. And their concerns had to do with what appears to be a not so smooth transition from this digital health platform we had, which was the Lightwave Health Information System.
Yeah.
To the Ghana Health Information System, which is now more or less government's new baby.
Yeah.
Now, we heard the health minister and the reasons he adduced as to why we had to move on. We had to move from LIMS to now GIMS. I mean, never mind what LIMS had said, what persons who were close to LIMS have said as their justification as to why they must be allowed to continue, even though the contract had expired in December.
Yeah.
But post that, I had some calls from some managers of some health systems and health facilities, and also some medical doctors. And I thought that as a platform that advocates the interest of Ghanaians. I must bring this to your fore and get your responses on this matter. Apparently, we've actually recorded some uncomfortable situations where persons have been to hospitals, they can't find their records. And so because some of the hospitals have had to resort to manual way of checking. So the last time you came, what was a reading in terms of blood pressure? So because they can't actually access it on the platform, and the platform itself is new, so people are now getting used to it and so on. Meanwhile, every single second somebody is turning up for OPD services and so on. Now, from where you sit as a member of the health committee, what information have you picked up in terms of how we've transitioned from LIMS to GIMS, and whether some of these concerns that I have been told have also reached either you yourself personally or some of your committee members? What do you know about this transition and some of the issues that have come with it?
Yeah, Moro, I think LIMS and GIMS are both softwares that deal with hospital management, from administration, accounting, patient data, to investigations, and then the rest. LIMS came in for a trial as far back as 2016. And they selected some hospitals for a pilot, not for a full contract.
Right.
After 2016, when they gathered the major stakeholders, including the GMA, the nurses, councils, and then the rest, they invited all the stakeholders involved to make their recommendations about the LIMS. To be honest with you, there's a report that they didn't like the software from the beginning. But
who didn't like the software?
The stakeholders.
Oh, the stakeholders, okay.
Didn't approve of it, especially GMA.
Okay.
They didn't approve of it.
Okay.
2016,
what issues did they have with that software?
There are issues because there were certain information they wanted it to generate for research purposes and then the rest that it couldn't generate. If you want to correct anything, they must call people outside Ghana to work on it. Besides, the data that it contains about all Ghanaian health issues doesn't lie in Ghana. So we thought it that with this, our Data Protection Authority Laws Act, it was in a way violating it. But the most important thing for end users is that it was not that user-friendly. You couldn't have a pantograph on it. It was not allowing you to plug in new things. If you want to do something new, you want to add it to it, it was not allowing plug-ins. And everything about it was handled outside this territory. So when doctors started complaining, not today, for a long time, health providers have been complaining about the challenges they have with the system. Let's not talk about the payments or whatever that was done, Akuboy and then the minister talking at each other, that accusing each other of one thing and the other. But the real users of it, including myself, believe that what I even have in my own private hospital is much more updated than the LIMS. So this government comes in with all the inherent problems it has with payments and the execution of the project. You are supposed to network some number of hospitals, and you've only done about half of it, the hospitals, and the rest you haven't done, and you've taken more than 70% of all the money, and another 10 million added to you. So they came out with a software made by Ghanaians, developed by Ghanaians in Ghana here, to be hosted in Ghana here, with the involvement of all the stakeholders who are the end users, specifically. Then they sat them and they looked at it, they projected it, they looked at it, and assessed and concluded that this is fit for purpose. This is what we have been looking for. So the minister decided to roll it out. How can you have a software for the whole country that somebody can decide, even if you have problems with us, decide to switch it off? It's not accessible. You plunge the whole country down, meaning that security in the first place of our data is at stake. You cause so many hospitals not to work. I think that hospital software should be one that, even if you have a challenge with the government, which of course I don't think they had a challenge with the government because they have even paid him more than what he has done, you don't go switching it off because you are running the country to the ground. So to me, coming out with a new software that is in Ghana, regulated by Ghanaians, handled, protected and monitored, regulated by the Data Protection Agency, to me is the securest way we can have a software for our health system. It's the securest way. And having stakeholders come to look at it and confess and say that, look, they appreciate this software better than the one that we had. Why don't you go for it if we already have problems with the existing one? So I think that the contract that was signed with for LIMS to be executed has not been fully executed. It has security problems. It is not fit for purpose now, like what we are hearing from the stakeholders, especially GMA leadership, administrators. You couldn't have a pantograph in the old one. You couldn't load ECGs on the old one. You couldn't have so many, you couldn't do so many analysis, health analysis, to really show how the country is moving in terms of health-wise. But this new one can do that. It has also left space for what we call plug-ins. Plug-in means if you develop a new software for something, for a particular activity, you can plug it in. It can be used. That is user-friendly because health is revolving. Health is revolving, and you can't have a static software that anytime you want anything done on it, then you must plead for somebody to do it from outside. Anytime you want, then it switches off. To me, the new software, what I've heard from stakeholders, what I've heard from end users, is good. Okay. Always, anytime you are bringing in something new into a country or in an organization, even to change people's attitude, you meet challenges. There is no way that the introduction of this software would not meet challenges. I have introduced 2 softwares in my hospital, and just a few number of people, about 100 and something people, you still have some challenges the initial days. But after some time, people get used to it. So to me, there shouldn't be any brouhaha about this new software that the health minister is bringing. It is good for our country. data there is protected. It is developed by Ghanaians. It can be plugged in, and end users are happy with it. The few who may not be happy with it, with time, they will get used to it. And let me assure you, the software has not been fully rolled out. It is not being implemented fully. They are rolling it out bit by bit. They are going from hospital to hospital to roll it out. So those that they have met have given their suggestions, and that can be brought on board for the developers to look at it.
Okay.
Where they are going, by the time they get there, if there was any input made by those who have already used it and they make those changes, by the time it gets to the last hospital, perhaps it might be perfected to the best of the ability of the software designer. So to me, there is no much to cry about this software. Let's embrace it.
I have a number of questions, and I've been wanting to ask this question. Unfortunately, we tried to have the health minister in the studio to seek some clarifications from him about this matter. We've not succeeded yet, but I'm sure that at some point he'll join us. This contract at the time was Alex Agbafia, who was then the health minister.
Yes.
It must have been in 2015.
Yes.
When Lightwave approached him and asked and applied to be given the opportunity to render the services. And the government at the time, under Alex Agbafia, who was then the health minister, actually approved it and rolled it out, leading to the building of, the wiring of some 25, I think, teaching hospitals also, including Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, which was said was on pilot basis.
Yeah.
Was Agbafia aware of this report from the stakeholders that was against the software?
No, it was
the software, or it was after.
It was after. It was not before they operationalized it.
Okay.
Because you have to use it as a pilot.
Right.
Then the people will give their feedback.
Okay.
This feedback came after they had rolled it out into the regional hospitals and some particular big hospitals.
Right.
That was when the report came.
Right.
GMA and the other health groups didn't give a good recommendation about the software.
All right.
But I think perhaps they went either to rework on it or whatever. Maybe the next government came and then decided to contract them to run it across the entire country.
Okay. All right.
So that report came after it was implemented in the pilot hospitals, the regional hospitals.
Do you know if this report was given to Lightwave, that these are this is the view, or these are the stance or the take of the key stakeholders you're going to be working with? They're saying that your software is not the best, and so they would prefer something else. Would you know whether Lightwave was made aware of that?
I don't have any information as to whether Lightwave had a copy of the report.
Right.
But what I know is that the ministry that contracted it for the end user to use had that report.
Okay.
So therefore, government had that report.
Right, right. And then my penultimate question would be that the 25 hospitals that they networked and digitalized.
Yeah.
You just gave us a list of things that were missing in their software, based on which you believe are the reasons why the stakeholders thought it wasn't a good software, and so perhaps a different one, either they improve it or a different service provider must be brought in. Now, when the government decided to not to continue, because I won't say terminate, because the contract had run out anyway in December.
Yeah.
Did the government give Lightwave reasons, cogent reasons, in writing why they will not be able to continue with them? Do you have that information?
From what we heard from the minister, yes, they were approached.
Okay.
They were approached, and they even asked them of the quantum of money they give them, things that they were to do, and they have not executed them. Even hardware that they wrote to procure, they stated in their documents to procure. When they go to field, there were different hardwares.
Okay.
Like you say, you want to buy an HP this, and you go and buy a Toshiba that. You have not followed the rules governing the contract.
Right.
All that. Some of them, they go and count the number of hardware they are supposed to put in a particular facility, and it's not up to the number that they put. There was a serious problems with accountability of the hardware they were even to put in certain facilities. The number of hospitals they were to rule out, they ruled only half of it. The other half, they hadn't ruled the software in those hospitals. So it was bringing a challenge. Besides that, anytime there's a problem within the software and they have to get it fixed, they have to call outside the country to get it fixed, but at a very slow pace. You see what happened recently when we, what happened, that hospitals could not even go in. The man didn't even budge to even allow the software to function. How can you, it looked like a blackmail type. I don't want to go into details that I don't really understand, but from a user perspective and as a legislative officer, what we were briefed is that the software is not living up to expectation for the end users. That is why they think that they must change it. And the contract too had expired. And the work hasn't been done. They added you more time and you were not complying. If the contract has expired, does the minister have to sit down and allow the hospital to run without the software and not handing it over? He was supposed to finish this thing and hand it over. He has refused to hand it over. What should the minister do? The minister is supposed to find a solution. The best thing to do is not to go around crying, but to find a solution. And he found a solution, developing a Ghanaian-owned software, made in Ghana, protected by Ghanaians, data in Ghana, protected by a data protection agency, and any mishap within it will resolve in Ghana within the twinkle of an eye. To me.
So my final question before I bring in Japamis on this matter. You know, when this whole matter came up, and I was monitoring media discussion, there was one particular question that came up, and I'm happy that you're here so that you can help us with it. Because I told you that was my penultimate question, so this is my final question. Minta Akando was then the ranking member on health. When the NDC was in the position. I don't recall him ever raising any grave issues with Lightwave. If there is, I think that would be good for him to put it out. What was Minta Akando's opinion about Lightwave then? And why has that opinion changed today? And I'm happy you're here so that you can respond to this. But before you come in, let me just read the story. It's on the 10th of November 2025. It says the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital has reverted to manual record keeping after the sudden shutdown of the Lightwave Health Information Management System, LIMS. And it says the move has led to long waiting times for patients seeking care at the facility, although training for a new software system is ongoing. The abrupt suspension of LIMS on Sunday disrupted service delivery. Sources at the facility told City News that the directive caused confusion and frustration among health workers as the system went offline abruptly. Following the shutdown, staff had reverted to manually recording patient information, a process that has significantly slowed operations, especially at the outpatient department. Although management of the hospital has denied the shutdown was unplanned, they acknowledged it has increased waiting times for patients. Now, speaking to City News, the PRO, Frederick Nyanka, I believe, explains that the hospital expects to complete its transition to the GAMES platform by the close of Monday, barring any unforeseen challenges. He added that staff are being adequately trained to effectively operate the new system. We were officially asked to now prepare for GAMES today, and so LIMS went off from our system. In the interim, we've gone back to paper system, and we are using folders. Some places are using exercise books and other stuff. Now, this is what I'm told. In some hospitals, they're still struggling with and they're dealing with. That's why I just thought I should run it by you. So, that's my final question to you, which is, why didn't we hear the minority at the time? Of course, you are not an MP. Why didn't we hear the minority at the time raising the same issues that they're raising today about LIMS? And why are they now raising these issues today? Why?
One thing I want to say, when was this thing published?
This was on the 10th of November.
10th of November. Today is far advanced. Perhaps by now they have moved to the new system. I am aware of the big hospitals being roped in first before the smaller hospitals. So I think by now this issue, this story has no relevance.
These calls were, I had these calls last week. So to be fair to you,
that could be one of the blackmailing of the owner of the previous software, because he knew, not to me. To me, I'm a business person. If it was my hospital, you do this to me. I give you a contract, you don't comply. I give you more time to comply, and you don't comply. I have to develop a new software and take over. We should rather be holding this guy responsible or not. Yes, we should rather be holding this guy responsible, because we gave him a contract to comply before December 2024, and he didn't comply. He's taking the money, and he hasn't complied. What I'll say about Akando, being a member of minority
was a ranking member
in parliament, what he had to say about this. As at that time, that contract was still valid. Did the government do value for money for the contract they gave to the contractor to see whether they should continue with extending the contract or not?
Right.
That should have come from the government. So Akando at that time was holding to a contract that was in existence and would have ended at the end of December. What would Akando do about that? At that time, we had all those teething problems with the system. So to me, there's not here or there to say whether Akando, what was he saying about it? He had nothing to say because that was signed by the government. And if the government knew it was expiring, it was the duty of government to do the needs assessment, the value for money, whether the contract has been fully implemented or not. But what did they do? They rather went ahead and extended it and added in $10 million, after which he hasn't done anything to the software. So that is my position about whether Akando has said anything about it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andy.
See, all this brouhaha, really, as far as I'm concerned, is needless. Because if it's not broken, why fix it? And it's surprising to me that Dr. Naba will make reference to even pre-contractual issues when the hosts have voted 8-9 years ago. Guys were actually on the field delivering the contract that the government of Ghana had engaged them. Yes, we're told that the contract expired on 31st of December 2024. It's within the transition period. They hadn't completed the work. True. But what do you do? What do you do if the services that they were providing were necessary for you to deliver your health care for your people? You could engage them to extend it to meet the timeline that you give them for the extension. So we've read their statement. They've given reasons why the delay. But you guys were bent on taking them out when you came in. It's as simple as that. Because otherwise, I cannot for the life of me understand how you even say, my Windows 365 has expired. My laptop is still there. Because I have a contract, a license, to use the software for a certain period of time. Is that not the same case with this health management system that you have? That's what they said in their response, that the data is yours.
They said.
But the software is licensed to the government of Ghana. And legitimately so. Everybody who is familiar with how software operates know that you cannot have it ad infinitum. It will have a certain time frame within which you have to pay to extend. Yes, they will build the infrastructure for you. But the software that is sitting on the infrastructure that they built for you, you will still have to pay the license fee as and when it expires. So how do you blame them? How do you blame them? They've debunked the assertion that the data was sitting in India. It's in their statement. I haven't heard the health minister come back to say that the statement that these guys made, that the database is sitting in the Ministry of Health here in Accra, is false. I haven't heard the minister come to say that. Yet you use these excuses of data protection and all sorts of things. Why? When you were signing the agreement, you didn't know that all these things were...
Who signed the agreement? Who signed the agreement?
See.
You signed the agreement. We did a pilot. You signed the agreement.
But of course,
don't talk as if it's NBC that signed. You signed the agreement.
I don't have a problem.
No, that's it. So don't say we signed
it wasn't fit for purpose. And of course, you should even commend us for continuing what you started.
Oh, no.
Because ultimately it was good for Ghana. And now, we are being told. Now you say 10th November story, we should throw it away because potentially by now it's been resolved. I hope so. Okay? But apart from the teaching hospitals that you have to do the transition, apart from regional hospitals, you are going to start again across the country in doing all the district hospitals? You think it's value for money? If it was your resources that was being used this way, you'd be happy? When you could extend the contract by even, say, a year, and these guys say they had done more than 73% of the work. Because depending on the size of the facility, the scope of works clearly will be different. I do not expect that the kind of work that they would do in UGMC, for example, will be the same as what they would do in your constituency district hospital.
Yeah.
So let's call a spade a spade.
No.
Let's call a spade a spade. This thing is a complete waste of public resources. They're going to pay for the Ghana Health or Ghana Medical Health System that they put in place to replace this light wave thing. Yeah. And the cost should be made public for all of us to know whether this is how we use public resources.
Okay.
I think saying that the software is for government and that it is lying here. The data is for government. The
software is for the company.
The software is for the company.
Absolutely.
But the data is for Ghana government. And that the software is in Ghana here. The data is in Ghana here.
They said so in their statement.
That is their response. Have you gone to verify?
Has the minister come to refute this statement that they made in their statement?
Look, the minister is concerned right now to ensure that the new software we have is rolled out well. At what cost? We've not thrown out the hardware that they bought.
At what cost?
No, the government hasn't thrown out the hardware they bought. And end users,
the new software.
I'm telling you, end users are happy with the new software. They are happy with it.
Moro,
if you think that
for 8 years or so that the system was in place, you heard of any end user complaints?
Well, I haven't, and that's why I was asking.
No, we've had. I'm a doctor. Okay. I have had problems with it. I was enriched. We've had problems with it.
Okay.
We've always had problems with it. Just like it wasn't magnified like now that the owner now thinks that because he's the owner of the software, after the contract has expired. If the contract is expired, you come down and now sign for the licenses
precisely
of the software.
Certainly.
But is he doing it? He's putting it on and off.
But you say you engage the man.
Who engage him?
Has he completed
the contract? He hasn't even fulfilled the promise, the contractual agreement.
So how about the ones that he's actually
No. Look, if it is you, will you allow that contractor to continue in the hospital?
Certainly. How about the 73% performance?
Look, I don't know why you are interested in defending a company that has failed a country's health system. No.
Look,
senior man, lawyer. I don't know why you defend a company that has failed to fulfill its contractual agreement with a government, especially in the health sector.
There is a reason why.
There shouldn't be any reason.
There is a reason
How many
why.
Years?
There is a reason why.
No, your interest in defending
to extend contracts.
It is not NDC MPP issue.
Because force majeure,
government and the company.
Allow me to make that. Because there could be force majeure situations that may arise, which would necessitate the extension of a contract period. Yeah. I'm saying that according to the statement that Lightwave issued, they have done 72% of the work. Yeah. All teaching hospitals, all regional hospitals, the major health facilities in the country have all been covered. What is left is some district hospitals that they need to do. I'm saying that infrastructure that they built in all the major hospitals, the hardware and the software that is on the license, if you don't renew their license, for example, they're entitled to turn it off.
Yeah.
When my Windows software expires and I don't renew, I can't work. So how do you blame them? It's your minister that has to bear the blame for sitting down and not renewing the licensing, assuming that he felt inclined to even terminate the contract for them not to proceed with the outstanding. How about the software renewal? How about that?
Moro.
Okay.
How do you renew a contract with somebody who has already failed in executing the contract to its fullest? But do you have confidence in such a contractor? You can't have confidence in such a contractor. That I've given you a contract to execute this. You've spent all the years without executing it. I've come, let's sit down and negotiate. They've even added you 100 million for doing nothing. For doing nothing. And
why
you think that the new...
Why do you say stuff like that?
I'm not saying stuff like that.
When the facts don't support it.
Why do you believe the company instead of the minister?
I'm saying,
who is representing government?
Okay, so
I don't know why your interest.
No.
I don't know.
Wait. See,
I don't know your interest.
The minister was the one who spoke first.
Yes.
Right? Mm. In ordinary litigation,
yes.
If I file a claim and you file a defense, and I have issue with your defense, what do? I have to file a reply.
Yeah.
Has the minister come to debunk the defense statement that these people put out?
That is what you are interested in.
But I'm saying, so I'm entitled to believe what they're saying.
Where is the owner of where is the person who signed the contract with us currently?
At the moment,
he's left the country.
I mean, at the moment, Doc, it's a claim and a counterclaim.
Have you hounded them out?
It's a claim and a counterclaim.
Have you been able to bring other people who have left this country because of?
You are in power. You are in government. You are the government of Ghana.
We are in power, and you are defending. You are rather defending private companies.
I'm not defending anybody.
The government.
I'm not defending anybody. I'm not interested in.
When you don't know much about hospital software, how they work, and how they are fit for purpose. I understand how software are fit for purpose.
I'm only relying on the statements that have been put in the public domain.
Statement can be misleading.
So whose one is misleading?
Statement can be misleading. The minister is speaking on facts. Your government contracted them. Have you done value for money? Have you done any assessment to tell us that this contract is good? Tell me your value for money. Tell me why you've done your value for money. Just like the how do they call it? This zip line. We asked for value for money for it. We've not had it. This software, give us value for money for it. I've given you a contract, you've not fulfilled it. I should be continually signing a contract with you. Let's develop a new software, take the hardware, and make sure we control our software. Whatever the Attorney General will do to litigate with him, to get our money back from him for not doing all the work, it is up to the Attorney General to take over that. But the hospital
But I thought you said they've given him 100 for no work done. He hasn't done any work.
Look, after the legal side, me, I'm leaving it. I only want the hospitals to run. If the minister is
but the 100 million statement that you made is not legal.
That is why
you
I'm
are saying
the
that
legal
the man
aspect of
has
it.
been given 100 million for no work done. Is it factual?
Didn't Okobo sign that?
Is it
Okobo who signed that? He denied it and later came to accept. What I am interested in is that the hospitals run under a system that is protected in Ghana and handled by Ghanaians and can be worked on anytime there's a problem. I'm not interested in how much the man has taken away. The Attorney General, the OSP are there to investigate that. If he didn't comply with the contractual agreement as per what they signed under the NPP, then the Attorney General should take him up. But not to allow somebody to have a software and be switching it on and off as and when he pleases to put Ghanaian health sector at risk. Who will accept that? I thank the minister for coming out with the software that is going to be rolled out quickly. We hope that in 2-3 months' time, at least it should cover the entire country to ensure that we have our hospital data intact and the rest of the litigation can go on.
Well, that's fine. I just think that perhaps the transition could have been tidier. That's all. I mean, it could have been tidier. But yeah, be that as it's made, it has already happened, and let's make some progress. So I want us to look at this now to your favorite topic, which has to do with the...
Which is my favorite topic.
raw rubber exports. You know, as captured on today's in today's Ghanaian Times. And it says that Ghana to save over $127 million annually from restrictions on raw rubber exports. And the story is on page 14. So we'll do this briefly and then we'll move on to some other issues. But here we go. All right. So Kingsley Asari is reporting for the Ghanaian Times, and it says the restrictions for local rubber exports, as announced by the Minister of Finance in the 2026 budget, will save the country more than $127 million annually, industry players have said. According to them, the restrictions, in addition to other measures, when fully implemented, would not only save forex, but would also lead to job creation for the youth across the country, especially rubber growing areas. Both the Association of Natural Rubber Actors Ghana, the Umbrella Association of all value chain associations in the rubber industry, and the Rubber Processors Association in the rubber industry, and the Rubber Processors Association told the Ghanaian Times in an interview that the initiatives outlined in the budget demonstrated strong alignment between government policy and long-standing industry advocacy. They observed that this alignment presented a significant opportunity to develop a resilient, high-value and globally competitive rubber industry. In their budget presented to Parliament, the government announced several strategic measures to revitalize the rubber value chain and accelerate industrial transformation. Now, central among these is the restriction on raw rubber exports, a policy designed to secure raw materials for local processors, boost value addition, and increase foreign exchange earnings. ANRAG maintains that restricting raw rubber exports will safeguard local processing plants, preserve thousands of jobs, and significantly improve the country's foreign exchange position. Now, what really is the relevance of this policy decision by the government, Doc?
No, thank you. You know, both parties who have ruled this country have always told the youth when they come, they'll get them jobs.
Okay.
NPP came with one district, one factory. Even though, unfortunately, my district, Garu, we never saw a factory, but I pray we get one. This is in line with industrializing the country. We already have certain industries in the country that are running below their capacity. If we let them work to their fullest, it means that it will create jobs for the people. It will reduce our forex demand to export items, goods from abroad that can be produced using rubber. Ghana has a rubber industry that the NDC government believes that it is underperforming. The best to do is to give more resources to the industry to grow by creating large farms that would produce the raw material, preventing the rubber from being exported, just like they've done in other countries like Ivory Coast and Liberia. They have banned the exportation of raw rubber from their country to be able to feed their industry, and also get financial support for the industry to grow. The industry has already received some support from government, from NIB and from Agribank. I think it is totaling 600 and something million Ghana cedis. Okay. And they are at the verge of defaulting simply because they don't have enough raw materials to produce. And they have also found it necessary to lay off more than 300 workers from these 3,000 workers from these factories. Okay. So government thought it wise that, look, if we ban the exportation of rubber, just like we ban the abnormal exportation, irregular exportation of gold and other things, at least we'll be able to get enough raw material to feed this industry so that it can produce to their fullest from 100,000 tons to at least 170,000 tons in a year. That would feed into the rubber value chain so that at least more people will be employed. So this is a good strategy that I think the manifesto, the budget has captured to refinance these people. It is not the matter of looking for money for them. It's the matter of getting the raw materials available for the factories to buy. If you look at it, the factory can even use their own accounts to source the raw material. And when they get it, they produce, they can sell and pay. Okay. It is not for government to go and look for money. They already have the money. So what we need is the raw material to feed. And government has come to their aid. I think they presented these requests to government. The Ghana Rubber Producers Association presented this request to government. And government saw it fit to industrialize the country by creating more employment and by adding value to our raw rubber. So to me, this is a very nice move by the government in bringing up this proposal or this policy in this budget to ensure that the rubber industry is revitalized, just like the textile industry they are trying to revitalize in Ghana. So it's a good move to me, and I think we should applaud government for it. And then I think that the NPP government should be, NPP in opposition should be happy that we are really keeping to the industrialization of the country, which they sought to do when they were in government, though they couldn't do it to the best of their ability. We think that with this, we'll help the rubber industry grow. Yeah. Mm.
I don't know why they want to bring us in with everything that they say.
I'm applauding you.
For what?
One district, one factory. I'm applauding you.
You see, in the spirit of comparison records.
Yes.
I think that, like I said from the very beginning, if the budget performs, or perform for the people, I really don't have any problem at all. Seeing that I have my own reservations about the kinds of things that the finance minister said.
Okay.
Okay, and necessarily we have to critique the document, and so we'll do so. A policy intervention that is intended to ban export of raw rubber, just so that the factories, or processing factories that are not getting the raw material to produce, can't have the raw material. It's certainly something that ought to be commended, no doubt at all. But how about cocoa? How about cocoa? Because I know of processing factories that have been set up in the Western region that are suffering. You want to create jobs, right? So if the whole idea is to improve on what it is that we did, then I would expect the government to also extend it to some other raw materials that value addition here in Ghana will inure to the country's benefit as opposed to allowing for the raw exports. It's always good for us to have value addition to grow our economy. And so to that extent, I'm not opposed to any such policy intervention. But really, what is government going to expend in ensuring that this policy is achieved? You only issue the directives, the port authorities will ensure that nothing, no rubber leaves our ports. And so, no, we should clap for you.
What do you think that is not significant? Makes a lot of changes.
I'm not saying. What
do you think is not significant?
I'm not saying it's not significant.
A lot of changes.
It does, and I will commend government. But I'm saying that what actual expenditure would government incur to ensure that this policy succeeds? Not much, as far as I'm concerned.
But the
you remember before we went, you stopped me from, I was speaking to the budget performance and of 2025. Okay, and my, hesitance in believing that 2026 would be any different. Because the truth of the matter is that it's easier said than done. And I've always wondered why we don't learn as politicians. And this were in government only 8 years ago. They know the kinds of challenges that they went through as a government.
9 years ago, yeah.
Well, 9 years.
Yeah.
They know. Between 2012 and 2016, President Mahama was president. China coughed, and we went through an economic crisis that led us to IMF. MPP came into government in 2017. We had issues. That led us to go to IMF post 2020. You've come. After all the things that we've done to stabilize the economy, that you are leveraging on, you can giggle. But the truth of the matter is that the economic recovery did not start in 2025.
Yeah.
It's a matter of fact. Yeah. The difficult debt exchange that Ghanaians suffered extensively for, it's part of the economic recovery. We bore the brunt for that decision because people are not happy with us, and legitimately so. Nobody is going to be happy if they're going to lose their investments or have a reduction in their return or delayed payment of the investment that they put. Yeah. Are you even give credit? The debt restructuring, DDEP, both external and domestic, was what led the ratings agencies to improve your ratings. But you are bold enough. I listened to the budget debate. You stand on the floor of parliament that you left us with a junk status. And today, through some magic that Mr. Mahama and his government have done, is it really the case? You've done magic.
We've done what perhaps
the reserves that you are leveraging on today was somebody's decision that 8 tons as a country of gold reserves is not good enough. So let's embark on a domestic gold purchase program that increase your tonnage from 8 to 32 or 33. You've come. Why not introduce gold board? Buying Galamsey gold to increase and sell. No problem.
You have evidence of that.
You buy small scale mine. I hear they filed an RTI question asking the gold board to provide details of where they purchasing the gold.
You haven't responded.
But in all honesty, you and I sitting here on this set can look in the eyes of Ghanaian that there's a segregation between Galamsey gold and small scale gold that the gold board is buying. You and I can say so to the Ghanaian who are watching us. No, you don't want. I'm not even dwelling on that. I don't have a problem. But you see.
Because I have a question for you on that. But when
these are things that were done by the Akufo-Addo administration as part of the effort to get out of the crisis that we had found ourselves in. Nobody is denying that there was a crisis, that at a certain point in our government, we had these economic challenges. And you sit down, you say all sorts of things.
Oh, factual.
And interestingly,
lies.
Bro, my good friend and brother Ato says we should clap for him because when he came, he has renegotiated the power purchase agreements and has saved some 250 million for the country, right? So I asked myself, but all the power purchase agreements, who signed them? Moro. They were signed between 2013 and 2015 under your government. So if they were such great deals after all, who renegotiates great deals? But they were bad, incurably bad. They had cost this country huge sums of money over the 8-year period of the Akufo-Addo administration. In fact, the renegotiation was started in 2017. The IPPs won't have any of it. Because their claim was that government of Ghana, with its eyes open, went into these contracts. Of course, we had accumulated some debt. And so, post the economic crisis, government took a decision that all these debts were going to be treated as government debt, which was subject to negotiation, reprofiling, discount or haircut or whatever. We didn't conclude all of them. In fact, I participated in some of those discussions with the IPPs when I was at the Ministry of Energy. You come, you conclude, all well and good. You can't give credit. You can't admit that, well, these contracts that we signed were bad at the time that we signed them, and so we come to continue the renegotiation that the Akufo-Addo administration started, and we have concluded, and this is where we are. We can't say that. We cannot. Look, this country is for all of us. Today you say you have super majority, our government will change. 2028, we hope it does. If it doesn't, 2032, it will change. If it doesn't, 2036, it will change. Whatever you do, it will change. And if it changes, would you be happy that we go through the same cycle that we do all the time?
It's tiring, eh?
It's tiring.
Is it not?
I know, it's tiring.
Let's give credit where it's due. And we will commend you. The stability of the city. I like it. I like it because I have debt. I have mortgage in dollar. I earn cedi. So if the city is stable, I'm happy. No doubt. But
you say Ato hasn't done anything.
Did I say so? I haven't said that they hasn't done. How can I say? I can never sit here.
Now you are happy.
I can never sit here and say that you haven't done anything.
Okay, give credit. Okay.
Of course, the post-crisis process that we started was good. And you have continued it. And why not? You should. Because it's good for Ghana.
I mean the PC peg.
Everything that they're doing. Okay. Yeah, of course, the IMF program is still running.
Right.
Yeah, all the things that you are doing, they are good. And we'll commend you when we have to. Right. But I'm saying that we cannot, in all humility, accept, because we want to play political chaskele at all the time, that, you messed up the economy, and you hear people saying that you left the exchange rate at 17. Is that what you inherited? You inherited the exchange rate of 17. It's not in doubt that at a certain point we're at 17. It's true. We go to the market. Nobody can deny it.
What did you inherit? How much was it?
You inherited 14. Yes.
Okay, Ghanaians
that's what you did. Oh, it's the record is there. The records are there.
14.7. Yeah.
It's there.
Okay.
But what are you doing to keep it at 11? Pumping in dollars.
In 9 months.
But doesn't
where are we getting
I don't have a problem.
No, but that doesn't matter.
You see, you are not listening to me.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't have a problem because I like it. That is at 11.
I like that.
My burden has eased. I don't have a problem at all.
Okay.
But you know what's doing? You remember the finance minister's own revenue projection for 2025? The exchange rate was pegged at, I think, 15 or so.
Yes.
And if you're doing 11, how are you going to get the revenue to fund your budgetary allocation? So if they are doing 59%, they should tell you. So look, it can't both ways.
But have you also looked at how that impacts
the
financing of his debts? The fact that the city is stable, and the fact that he will make some savings from it. But I'm saying that it would also impact.
So one thing that made me laugh, right?
Financing of his debt.
Guys, we should learn.
Okay.
we all know that the quantum of our public debt at every point in time is a function of the exchange rate.
Absolutely, because there's always a foreign exchange
and that
component
in fact, without adding $1 to the debt, your debt profile can change.
Absolutely.
Depending on the exchange rate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so Ato comes and all of a sudden he's reduced the debt from 780 billion to 640 or so. What did he
usually take credit.
Have you paid that? Have you paid down the debt?
No, I'm saying that.
So you're not getting me.
No, I get the point you're making.
Oh, you don't. So let me finish. So I agree.
Okay.
In the same vein, how then did you accuse Akufo-Addo of borrowing 780 billion?
Right.
Did Akufo-Addo, in fact, borrow 780 billion?
No, I get the logic.
But propaganda's sake, you said all sorts of things. You've increased the debt. You've borrowed too much.
To that amount.
But you know, and I know, that the rate of debt accumulation is what you look at in determining, in fact, how much the government has borrowed, not the quantum of public debt, because that can change overnight without you doing anything. The exchange rate, that's all. Yes, I agree.
Not
that, but for the Bank of Ghana's continued intervention in the market with effects of in excess of $1 billion per month over the past, God knows how many months are we into the year? 11. Yeah. We won't be where we are.
Prudent
but yes, you have the reserves. Oh, prudent
spending.
No problem at all. We are here.
Right.
Perish the thought. But one shock, and I don't wish for it to happen.
Yeah.
Look, I don't wish for COVID-19 to ever happen again. Because whether you like it or not, you can play all the politics.
But Andy, let me ask you this. Just a quick one. Are you saying in all sincerity that today the CD has seen some stability simply because the central bank is intervening?
But what is accounting for it? I don't know any other reason why.
So when the finance minister says it's also due to prudent management of the fiscal situation of this country, you don't agree with him? There has been
monetary policy.
There's been largely a discipline on the fiscals in terms of
expenditure. He's not spending.
No, that he's not spending.
Not spending. He will tell you, I am spending, but I'm not spending recklessly.
No, wait.
So there's a difference.
There's no difference.
Okay.
There is.
You see, so you will see it in the numbers.
There is.
Wait, you will see it in the numbers.
What did
the budget?
I keep saying, I'm cutting out the waste.
I don't have a problem.
That's what he keeps saying.
So the budget is it the suggestion then that the budget that he presented in 2025 was full of waste up to 40%?
How do you mean?
So if you say that you are cutting off the waste and not spending, your budget, you are performing 59%.
Okay.
You are not spending, you are not funding your own budget.
Yes.
So I'm saying the component that you are not funding, your own budget that you are not funding, is it waste?
He says there is a revenue shortfall.
Thank you.
At the port.
Thank you.
And that has impacted on the budget.
Thank you. So you are not getting the resource to spend.
Yes.
If you are not getting the resource, how is it prudent? No. What it means is that if you have the money, you will spend.
No, so he says in the past. Santa. In the past, even when there were revenue shortfalls, the government at the time was still spending. Money no day, but expenditure was happening. People were being told to conduct all kinds of projects.
You see,
and they have inherited those projects.
My understanding,
and now they have to pay for them.
My understanding of the waste is unbudgeted programs that people were just awarded.
No, that's only one. That's only one definition of waste.
So that's my understanding.
There are other definitions of waste.
Not a problem. I said my understanding, if he says that, look, I'm not allowing people to contract, start new projects that is not within my program.
Right. Yes.
And that in the past, that was what was happening. And so I'm cutting that out.
Yes.
All well and good. I don't have a problem.
That's one.
I don't have a problem. So that's my understanding.
Should I have another one?
Moro, wait. You see, that's my understanding. And it's good.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay.
But I'm saying that what he himself has programmed, which does not constitute the waste as far as I'm concerned.
It doesn't. Yeah.
He is not spending.
He's not getting the money to spend on
Thank you. He's not getting the money to spend.
So what do you want him to do? He has to ensure that he spends
I don't have a problem.
to keep the dollar well. Then your debt outside, your mortgage would benefit you.
You want him to go and borrow. It's not external. It's with a Republic Bank. I beg you.
You want him to go and borrow?
No, wait, Doc. Before people misconstrue that it's a mortgage is no, it's right here in Republic Bank.
You see our brothers on the other side. They always want to crucify Atu-Forson.
Let him
I've commended him.
Very important issue.
I will comment Atu any day.
Okay.
For continuing what we started. My disappointment with him is not giving us the credit. I'm not saying give us all the credit.
Okay.
Because after all, when you came and you said, I'm not going to go this path, we won't be where we are. So I commend him.
All right.
Why not? He's done. Do you want me to show you the message I sent him when he read this?
You can say it.
Atu is my brother. Atu grew up in second day. I know him very well.
Very good friend.
So not at all. I wish him success.
Right.
And I say so sincerely. No doubt at all. But I'm saying that large part, if you like me to qualify it, I will, of the stability of the cedi, you and I know that is the Bank of Ghana putting money in the market. Well, maybe they have excess, so they can spend it in that regard. I don't have a problem. I'm saying
the
that
MPP's 8 years.
Yes.
During the MPP's 8 years, was the central bank under Dr. Ernest Adesi intervening in the market?
Yes, it was, but not at this quantum.
Okay. What quantum?
Billion a month.
Billion a month.
Billion, 1.5 billion.
Because you are importing.
You mean 1.5 billion?
Yes. Last October, that's how much they put it in there.
Do we spend dollars in Ghana?
To finance import.
No, it will be in cedi.
People are, I want to import something. You have to let the money go. You can't refuse.
I agree.
It's my money.
But it's a function of demand.
No one. Look, listen. No one has requested to transfer money to buy any goods outside of this Ghana, and the government, the Bank of Ghana, has refused. Let me tell you, from Atu-Forson's own reports, people use IDF to transfer money abroad to bring in goods to Ghana. They never brought the goods, amounting to almost $13 billion. That caused the fall of what? The value of the cedi, because people were pushing out dollars outside Ghana, causing Ghana government to buy more dollars to feed their fake importation. Atu-Forson is saying, unless you have, if you take a dollar out of Ghana,
but yeah,
listen, let me come. Unless if you take a dollar out of Ghana, you must bring those goods in for the importation. This is helping to bring the cedi to sour a little and make sure that the dollar is not traded the way people want it to be traded. People were thinking things.
It's good. But these are
3 points here I want to correct.
No, just a quick one before you go. Very well.
Our business people will give us money. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please stay with us.
Confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man swing, and a sansu mama hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity,
whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Oh, Jose, and I made the SMS. Can any pan, na sana, Monsieur, na ward me. A drain I didn't quano, Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, more benefiting. Me benefiting wine. Also, what told dear?
Abrewa, the smile, our brand. Mishuve, one antique a crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters and the capsules.
Assembly,
a devil when I'm when I say, send your name, wife, company, one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. A many genius some dear befi, abrebia. Obebia o de poor how no. A droba kupa we hear tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. SS Yuma we obesima. And no you when you be a ton robia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hush, star 712 hush. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter what you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Send your God down boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy, a simple delation. Mr. Good Luck no me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash. The devil is a liar. He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family payment seminar. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Watch it, not learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya besisia. Abozig. I can say no ya konati and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby womb. Ready. Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a sorry insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. FE spray with Daimwa.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Tagged along the pristine shores of Gomoafete,
Black Star Royal Resort rises as a symbol of rebirth, connection, and possibility. Ghana's premier 5-star oceanfront destination. Imagine owning a place in Ghana's coastline that never loses value. A place that pays you every single day, even while you sleep. A place your children and grandchildren will thank you for creating a legacy for them. At Black Star Royal Resort, we make that dream real, offering secure ownership, guaranteed passive income, and a legacy that truly outlives you. Our luxury villas and suites are turnkey, fully furnished, and professionally managed. Join me at the Mikasa Home and Property Fair 2025 on the 5th and 6th of December 2025 at the Icon Event Center, East Legon, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Don't miss this exclusive event-only discount. Take a step, claim your unit, and build a legacy for your family.
The biggest gathering of our prestigious Ghana Energy Awards is happening live. Date Friday, 28th November. Venue Labadi Beach Hotel, Accra. Time is 6 p.m. prompt. Theme: repositioning the energy sector as a pillar of national development. Special guest of honor: Honorable Dr. John Abdullah Jinabo, the Minister of Energy and Green Transition. For tickets and sponsorship, call 0303-940-300. Industry partners: Volta River Authority, JK Huglet Transport and Company, We Power Authority, Petrosol Platinum Energy, Minergy Technology, Ghana Gas, Boast Energies, Gridco, Comac, GNPC, Sunona Sogli Power, NPA, PURC, BCG, Energy Commission, COPEC, Media Partners, Metro TV, Graphic News Plus, Ghana Energy Awards, redefining excellence.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey him later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you're poor, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey.
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy, simple direction. Mr. Goodluck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
How much birthday?
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompt, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
I'm quick. Pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, be your family payment. Before December, may release a motivational bomb. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas.
You're live and good morning, Ghana on Metro Television. My guests are here. Well, first of all, my name is Audu Moro. Thank you very much for staying with us. It's always a pleasure knowing that you're with us. My guests are still seated. Dr. Winsoma Anaba is MP for Garu and also a medical practitioner, a former chief executive officer of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital.
is a member of the Health Committee of Parliament. He's always been a health advocate. I've known him for many years, more than 10 years or so. In fact, he used to run an NGO which was always in the public advocating for, in the advocating the health space or the health sector. So he knows exactly what he's saying when it comes to matters of health. And also, Mr. Andrew Kofi Ejapa Mensah is a former MP for 2nd D and also a former minister for 2 ministries. At the time, at some point, he was a deputy for energy at the Energy Ministry, and at some point, he was a full minister at the Creative and Tourism, I believe, Creative Tourism and Arts and Culture, I believe so.
At the time I was there, it was Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Okay, great. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister, yes. And I was just telling him off air that I have a very good friend who works at the ministry, and she used to tell me about how he was such a fantastic minister at the time. So I was asking him off air, I said, why, you did sort the people out? He said, no, money, he's my relation. Something like that. Anyway, so yes, your record is there, and it looks good. It looks good. Anyway, so I'll just read a few messages, I'll beg of you, and then I'll come back to you for you to land, because I made you crash land, and I apologize for that. So Candy Crush is watching us on Facebook, and she says, good morning, Ghana. I love Dr. Winsome Anabe's submission. Well educated. Thumbs up to him. That's Candy Crush. Felix Yabua Oheming says, because MPP took kickbacks from the software developer, they would always defend private companies against the country. National Records. Mensah is talking because the PDS case is not being looked at. You when this your PDS, what that's a big granny. Now, Theophilus Nate says, those contracts were signed when the dollar was trading at less than 3.8 cedis, but because of bad governance, we went as far as 17. We can only negotiate to survive. That's Theophilus Nate. He's watching us on YouTube, and so yeah, these are some of the messages. There are others on my phone. I'll read them shortly. But let me ask my guest to conclude. So you were, I think was on. I think you were the one on.
Yeah, I was coming in because he made certain statements that I think that let me put them in context. He talked about he was worried that we are trying to help the rubber industry, while the cocoa industry falling apart because there are industries in Ghana that need the cocoa as a raw material to flourish. I think that is a good call, and I think the next time we have enough cocoa, after we pay the debt. Remember, we are paying some debt for cocoa. We took monies without providing them, and we've reduced the production of cocoa to the lowest barest minimum in the history of Ghana. So I think that, let me tell my colleague that the moment we finish paying those debts, we will take his advice into consideration and trigger the minister to try to support the sales of raw cocoa to such industries so that they can grow. But remember, cocoa, we produce cocoa more than the number of industries we have here, so we can never use all the cocoa in Ghana. But for the rubber, I think we can use all what we produce here and export. That is why the government is trying to close it. The other issue is about the gold board. He's saying that they are buying gold from Galamsey people. No one has evidence to that, but let me tell you, gold board is regulating the export of gold in Ghana. And remember, we had records from Dubai stating the amount of gold we had in Dubai vis-a-vis the taxes we were getting in Ghana for those golds. That showed a disparity in the declaration. And we had this Alista saga, which was growing in Ghana. So it means that under them, people were able to take the gold out of Ghana without paying taxes for it, without paying royalties, without paying anything. Gold Board has made sure he has blocked all these loopholes to ensure that no gold leaves Ghana without it being declared. That is why the amount of gold we are buying now is increasing. That is why the amount of gold that we have in Dubai or anywhere outside that is said to have come from Ghana will definitely come to tally with the amount that has been declared in Ghana. So I think that Gold Board is not buying from Galamsey dealers. They have blocked all loopholes, all avenues by which people can smuggle gold out of Ghana to go and sell abroad without being declared. The other issue I want to talk about is the energy sector. He said that the deals that we signed before we left power were all bad. I don't think the NPP government came to power and saw any bad deal under NDC and left it. The only bad deal in the energy sector that was cancelled by themselves was invented by themselves. And you remember PDS. They brought PDS and they cancelled PDS. If you could see your own deal being very bad and you cancelled it, you don't come today and sit and tell me that what we have come to renegotiate is because they were very bad. We signed them and we are coming back today to renegotiate. Somebody just gave the answer. I think the person was thinking like me. We signed those deals with the exchange rate at a certain value. Today the value has changed tremendously. And besides that, you yourself know that we had to negotiate even debt repayment. If we can go and sit down with our partners and renegotiate for them to consider us and reduce the amount we owe them, is it bad? That is good governance. And that is what Atuforsen is doing exactly. So to me, some of the accusations of our government that they are not paying attention to cocoa industry, they are not paying attention to gold board because they are buying from Galamsey dealers, is neither here nor there. Okay. The facts are clear.
All right.
That all these things are done in good faith, and that if there was any energy deal that was bad and that it was cancelled by their government, it was the one they themselves set it up. I don't know. It is not NDC who brought PDS, but okay. PDS was cancelled. Why did you leave ours? Right. Cocoa roads were being built. They came and stopped them. They thought it wasn't good. Boku to Bolga Road was being built. They came and modified it. They modified so many contracts. Why didn't they modify this contract? They even brought in more. They said we were overproducing, but they were signing more contract power agreements with other companies. So to me, I think they should come back with a different story. I'm not accepting these accusations of my party, okay. of my government, that we have come to renegotiate a bad deal that we left in 2016. Okay. No, we didn't leave any bad deal in 2016. You came and saw it and you didn't modify it. So okay. if we are coming to modify it due to financial and circumstances, economic circumstances, with our partners and they agree, you should applaud Atuforsen for doing a very good job. He's your friend. You've said it already. So. Okay. To me, that is what I would explain to you.
All right. Yeah. I guess that
regarding those 3 points.
Andy, yeah. let's make progress. Let's make
progress. No, let me. Just a quick. You see, the cocoa issue that I raised, that wasn't a question of criticism. All I was saying was that if you've done it for rubber, and we want to add value, then I think that it's good that you extend it to cocoa.
Okay. Right.
So that the other processing companies that are in Ghana can also have access to
the raw material.
Yeah, to the jobs that we have.
Okay.
You see, Gold Board, I'm not so sure whether we on the MPP side have necessarily criticized the creation of Gold Board. To deepen what PMMC was doing, it's a good thing. We supported the passage of the law, and it cannot be denied that what Gold Board is doing has blocked some loopholes in our gold value chain. No doubt at all. All I'm saying is that you cannot segregate, unless of course you're saying that there are no illegal miners anymore in Ghana. There are no Galamsey people in Ghana today. They are. All I'm saying is that you cannot segregate gold that is coming from small-scale miners and Galamsey. Unless, of course, you have some mechanism. We are being told that they are developing some mechanism
segregate
to make sure that happens. But the truth of the matter is that as we speak today, illegal and legal gold is all commingled. Okay, so because if the illegals have an avenue other than
that's what we call it. They're coming up with what they call the traceability system.
Yeah.
Trace the source.
Not a problem at all.
This matter keeps coming up. Just a quick
Let's deal with PDS.
No, just a quick one.
Oh, okay, please.
Let's even say granted that some of the gold that the central bank is purchasing for Gold Board is laced with gold from an illegal source. Would you blame Gold Board for this?
No, I don't want to even. I don't know why you are belaboring the point, because even whilst me myself I was speaking, I said let's not dwell too much. I want the fight, 9 months fight, to succeed.
Okay.
Because I'm not happy with the kind of water that we have. Our river bodies are all being destroyed. We believe that if the NDC had worked with us and not played politics with it when President Akufo-Addo started the fight when he was in government, we probably would have made significant headway as a nation by now. Yeah. But they chose to play political tricks or games with it. We are not going to go that path.
Okay.
Because we believe that cleaning the environment will inure to the benefit of the entire country and posterity. So
that's fine.
But you see, the PDS, me, I'm waiting. Because the way my name has been associated with it, as you say, some crime be has committed. Somebody mentioned one of your messages. I'll be happy for an invitation to investigate. So I think you should ignore. I get free.
I think you should. I think you should ignore it. Because I think the more you respond to it, the more, because some people, I believe,
in any event,
have taken it up as some kind of a project to provoke you.
Well, in any event, you see, unless you don't know, but I'm sure you do. This whole program of introducing private sector participation in energy, electricity distribution was initiated under Millennium Challenge Compact that your government signed. The PDS consortium that ultimately won, you did the technical and financial assessment and shortlisted them. So it cannot be that MPP brought PDS, like you people make Ghanaians believe. They were the preferred bidders because some people left when the president took a decision that electricity distribution is not rocket science, that should be dominated by foreign interests, and that he would want Ghanaian interests to lead. And so the original composition of 80-20 was changed to 49-51, and some people exited. That said, these people did not meet the conditions of the agreement that they signed. So government terminated. They went on an arbitration and lost.
Andy.
Only last month.
Andy, let me.
If you say, I'm coming. If you say that the only bad deal in the energy sector that the NPP terminated is what they themselves introduced. Yes. You are not being true.
Who introduced it?
People of Ghana. Look, I'm giving you the history. And it is obvious to discerning listeners and viewers that this is not an MPP transaction. It's a Ghana government transaction that you started. Just like you continuing some things that we did when we were in government. We had to continue it because we had signed on to the compact to privatize or introduce private sector participation in energy distribution. Transactions go back. The reason why there are termination clauses in agreements is the understanding by the parties that something may go wrong. That will require.
Who was in charge?
So I'm coming. Now. You see, consistently over the years, and in fact, in 2019, when we introduced the below the line reporting in our budget cycle, it was because of two line items: the energy sector debt and then the banking sector cleanup cost. Remember?
Yeah.
What has that got to do with PDS? Nothing.
Okay.
They were the power purchase agreements that we signed. A huge component of which was excess capacity payments that we had contracted to buy on the take or pay basis.
Okay.
It cost us as a country.
Okay.
I'm saying that yes, it's good that you renegotiate. No doubt.
Okay.
But who renegotiates a good deal?
Okay. All right.
You can say
renegotiate. So please.
No. You can still renegotiate a good deal.
Oh, to make it what?
Because
when
if the economic state changes,
please.
you can
to make it better.
When it costs you, when it costs you billions.
No.
When it already cost you billions.
Yeah, let's.
So please.
We learned
if PDS was implemented well and distribution was properly done, and then we don't have so much losses on the way, look, we would have made a lot.
Okay.
There are so many houses in Ghana, villages in Ghana that have.
We've litigated these PDS over several years.
I only started the example of him saying that the deals were bad. I just want to say that the example. If it was bad, they didn't terminate
the agreements were bad.
All right, so let's do this. So
PDS was.
So Andy,
but PDS wasn't a power purchase agreement for starters.
Yeah, I know.
If you want us to go into the details, but I'm happy for us to move on because look, the truth of the matter is that the energy sector, and consistently when we're in government, we were complaining about how the energy sector was hemorrhaging our economy.
Yeah.
The finance minister admitted it in his budget statement.
Yeah.
That over years.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that the commendation that you say we should give you, we will. But give us the background that, well, these power purchase agreements were signed by myself.
Moro, Ghana, our problem is distribution of power. Our problem is distribution of power. We produce a lot, and a lot is lost on the way. What are we doing? That's why sometimes I blame some of the engineers at ECG. At NETCO, at whatever, I blame all of them because why do we produce thousands of power and only few watts get to our houses? That is what we have to streamline and strengthen.
Doc.
But you need capital injection.
I'm coming. Let me help you.
Let me
it has not happened.
Moro, let me help you.
Who caused it?
Doc.
Who caused that Millennium Compact to disappear?
Doc, I agree that there are technical and commercial losses that we need to work to deal with.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of investment. I agree. The other day I was on this show with Felix. Remember?
Yeah.
That he himself said that the invoices that the IPPs give to ECG itself, right from the contracting stage, even if ECG was collecting all its money, that is, if there were not technical and commercial losses in there, that in itself couldn't pay the invoices that they get from the IPPs.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we're not paying the right price for electricity.
No. Because PURC does not allow them to pass on the excess capacity component to you, the consumer.
Oh, okay. That's where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a contracting of the power.
Okay. All right.
It's there.
Let's move on.
You want us to go to the dance too?
We have just 10 minutes.
We could have utilized all this. We could have utilized all this power if proper distribution network is available. We could even export it.
I'm saying that, Doc, all that you are saying is well and good.
Well and good. So why is it being implemented? That is why sometimes you get the revolutionary spirit in people to make things work well.
You see,
Dr. Thomas, you know that the distribution is causing a loss in the country.
Doc, you are not listening to me.
I'm listening.
You've programmed yourself in a one-dimensional.
Oh no.
On this subject,
even PDS, I was not thinking of it. You brought it in. I never thought of talking about energy sector.
On this subject,
you brought it in.
On this subject, but we are discussing the budget.
Yes, you brought it in.
So everybody will speak on his area of interest. You spoke on rubber.
So, gentlemen, it appears that our electoral commissioners or the commissioners at the Electoral Commission are in some kind of trouble. It appears that they are in trouble because a member of the Electoral Commission has taken the top leadership to the petition against the top leadership of the Electoral Commission at the presidency. And today's Daily Guide has reported it, and this is by Ernest Kofi Edu. And it says that a staff member of the Electoral Commission, and we have just 10 minutes to do this. Let's be a bit brief. So we'll continue tomorrow. So this is just a preliminary thoughts. It says Mahama to remove EC chair deputies, and it says, and as Kofi Edu says, a staff member of the Electoral Commission, Joseph Blangsing Dumadze, has petitioned President John Dramani Mahama to trigger the constitutional process for the removal of EC chairperson Jean Mensah and her two deputies, Dr. Bosman Kasari and Samuel Tete, over alleged misconduct. In a statement issued yesterday, Mr. Dumadze said the petition was submitted pursuant to Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution, the same provision under which President Mahama recently removed the Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Esabat-Okono. Although he declined to disclose full details of the petition, citing constitutional restrictions, he confirms that it is anchored on 12 counts of stated misbehavior, including allegations of cronyism, abuse of office, and gross incompetence. According to him, the conduct of the three senior officials has weakened public trust in the EC and threatens the integrity and independence of the country's electoral system. Mr. Dumadze said his action is driven by a commitment to safeguard the Constitution and promote accountable governance. He stressed that protecting the credibility and dignity of the Electoral Commission is essential to maintaining a stable and credible democratic order. He therefore urged President Mahama to fulfill his constitutional duty by referring the petition to the Chief Justice for the establishment of a prima facie case as outlined under Article 146. So here we go. We don't have the details of the basis.
But I'm just hearing on Joy News or Joy FM this morning that the petitioner has been interdicted by the EC.
Oh, okay.
Prior to he submitting this petition to the president.
I see.
I heard it on Joy FM this morning.
Okay, that he had been interdicted.
Yes.
They have evidence of
post the interdiction. He has gone to file a petition in retaliation.
So it's more of a case of sour grapes.
Yes, that's if the Joy FM
report is anything to go by.
Is anything to go by.
I see.
That's
we'll see whether
well, it's early days.
Whether the substance there's some substance to the issues.
But you see, we've heard things.
Okay, like what? We've
heard things in this country in the run-up to, in fact, since 2018-19 through 2020, election 2020 petition. We've heard things. And so let's watch the space and see how it plays out.
Okay.
But I've always maintained that we may disagree with certain people who occupy certain positions. They are person and may wish a certain line of action that if we are not careful, will weaken our institutions beyond remedy. Ultimately, it's our country that will suffer. But like you yourself said, reading from the story, we don't have too much detail.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see. I'm prepared to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
And expect that even though past actions, especially relating to the removal of the Chief Justice, Gertrude Araba Tokunu, as far as I'm concerned, was improper. They won't go the same pathway that this so-called petition seeking to do. But we are here. We'll watch.
Okay.
And give time some time, like it's said on the social media streets.
Right. And I think that, like you said, if we have the further and better particulars, we can have a more, a comprehensive analysis of the matter. But here we are. Somebody has petitioned. He wants the Electoral Commission boss and he had the 2 deputies to go.
I see. Did you say he wants them to go, or he's alleging that there are problems?
No, he said he said they should go.
He wants them to go, and he has petitioned the president. What would the president do? What is the president supposed to do?
Article 146.
Hand it over to the Chief Justice.
Yeah, to establish
a prima facie. If a prima facie is established, is that not what they did and remove Charlotte? Is that not what they did and remove the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice? It's the law. That is what is in our Constitution. If you are agreed,
you mean the law is the law?
The law is the law. if today, if you get up and go and petition that they should remove somebody and it is according to the law and you have evidence to prove it, that's accountability.
Right.
To me, everybody should be at his working place and work as a patriot and work as it is required. If you flout procurement, if you flout the rules guiding the workplace and somebody petition and is able to prove it, it doesn't matter your qualification, it doesn't matter your link with whoever. It is that you violated a law. For the benefit of the doubt, I would say it is alleged until the Chief Justice and the team that you form to look into the case and establish a prima facie. I would for now take it to be an allegation.
Okay.
Until otherwise. But I don't want to bring examples of how people have been removed from offices, even though they legally got to their positions without any even recourse to the laws. They were booted out of their offices, which is not good.
Okay.
So I pray that this thing takes its legal route. If they are innocent, they stay. If they are.
All right.
Voila.
All right. So let me read a few messages.
No problem.
Before we go. So Kalio
That
Man.
is Ghana. We've chosen to live like that.
Kalio Man, but he says aren't we tired? Anyway, so Kalio Man in what says that good morning, name. This is not spending matter. Is it according to the MPP or what? Do they want the finance minister to start spending on digging holes before they agree on spending? They don't deserve any credit. That's Kalio Man from WA sends that message. So Prosper Ashikwe also sends a message. It says, good morning, Moro. Implementation of any software depends on what the initial agreements between the implementing party and the owners is. Now, per the narratives I've heard so far, this application in question is a bespoke application. It is therefore telling and wicked on the part of whoever negotiated for a bespoke system implementation without requesting to own the source code, considering the cost involved. It is even worse, and a financial loss to the state should Ghana allow that after all those expenses, we allow them to take the software away. Plus, what is the use of NATA and the likes of MTN if we don't host and own our own data here in Ghana? That's Prosper Shikwe from Asylum Down. This one says, Prince Eric J. The USC must stop harassing lawyer Martin Kpebu. I'm personally going to the office of the special prosecutor now to ask him why. It says Kisei Jabim cannot turn Ghana into a police state. In fact, he must be forced to produce Ken Ofurata or resign before he gets an Article 146 petition. Ghanaians cannot spend so much on the OSP and get very little or no results. I don't know what's happening to Martin Kpebu. I don't know whether has the OSP invited him again and detained him. I don't know what exactly the issue is, but okay. All right, and then let me just end with this. And this one is from the family of Dr. Callistus Mahama, and there's a thank you letter here for them. It says, appreciation. On behalf of the entire Mahama family, we wish to express our profound gratitude to all who stood with us during the funeral rites of our beloved mother, the late Madame Salome Afishatu Ama Mahama, held on 22nd November 2025 in Salaga. We're deeply honored by the presence of, one, His Excellency the President of the Republic, His Excellency the Vice President, Her Excellency the First Lady, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, His Lordship the Chief Justice, His Royal Majesty the Yagbonwura, His Royal Majesty the Yana the Kpembiwura, the Bolewura, Bwepewura, Bimbela Na, Honorable Ministers of State, Honorable Members of Parliament, the Inspector General of Police, the Controller General, the Controller General of Ghana Immigration Services, of other security agencies, the Governor of Bank of Ghana, Chief Executive of state institutions, leadership of political parties, distinguished traditional leaders, friends, colleagues, and relatives from far and near. Your presence, prayer, support, generous gestures, and comforting words brought strength to our family during this difficult moment. We're deeply touched by the solidarity shown to us and will forever remain grateful. May the Almighty bless you abundantly and replenish all that you expended in honoring our dear mother. Thank you, the Mahama family. And so that's it. All right, thank you very much for joining us.
Sure.
Andre Chapa, myself, for your time, a former MP, a former minister, and also to you, Honorable Member of Parliament for the good people of Gary. Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Winsor Wanaba. My name is Aldo Moro. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. Have a good day. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.
God is for us, who can be against us? Come join us, count our blessings, for the Lord has been good. It's the Josport Zoom Lion Annual Thanksgiving Service 2025, brought to you in collaboration with PRWC Trasaco, E-Church of the Church of Pentecost, and the Central Mosque. It's a moment of reflection and gratitude to God. With our fathers of the faith,